Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 3 where, for some reason, at this moment, we're no longer suffering from the texture issue. Not to bore y'all, but let me just walk through a very quick version of what my last several hours have been. I have been fiddling with the video stuff more or less constantly because the problem the game was having of this system being out of video memory just absolutely was not the case. I have a diagnostic tool up on my other monitor right now. I am watching it. We are at like a third of my total video memory usage, and that has been pretty reliably the case through all of my tests. But until I loaded the game up this very time, every other time I've loaded it up to do to test stuff, we still had the melty face problem. It seems to be an issue that was introduced in a recent update, checking the unlimited video memory box in the menu, which all of the error messages suggest will fix the problem. Does literally nothing as far as I can tell, and I'm not the only person who is having this problem. I saw other people talking about it on the internet. So basically, sometimes the graphics are going to be fine and sometimes they're going to be weird, and I have no control over any of that. And hopefully whatever the underlying software issue is that's causing this gets fixed. Because you know, it was working just fine for quite a long while there, right? All the previous episodes. Anyway, so that's where we're at right now. Apologies. This is not a gameplay issue. This doesn't really affect like the strategy part, the part that's interesting. It just makes the game look funny sometimes. But I do apologize because I know that it's a little bit of a bummer. Anyway, today was not a day that I could afford to lose several hours to technical difficulties on, but so it goes. So we did Greasus's turn already here. We have much to do, many violences to perform. Goff is, I think, gonna sit still for at least one more turn for replenishment purposes, but then while he's waiting to be reinforced, I think we're gonna run him up over the line and have him do some raiding. And Grog, I mean, we pretty much just want Grog playing defense. I guess one thing that Grog can do that is of non-zero value is Grog can sit over here in ambush mode. Conceal your mass. So hopefully enemies will blunder into the area thinking that it is safe. And also, Grog, if we let him sit this way for a couple of turns, hopefully we'll get the trait that you earn by being in ambush mode for a long time that makes you better at ambushing. Because y'all know how I feel about ambushing people. What else do we need to do this turn? Obviously, you're not moving anywhere. Do we want to... What was my plan with Carrick Frag? I mean, we may as well do this thing. I know it's not very much money, but the sooner we get that upgrade put in the... Oh, right. Probably what I was doing, actually, was saving up for the 4,000 so that I could upgrade this so that we could... Yeah. That makes more sense. Let's save for a moment and get Mount Crag upgraded. So yeah. Mysterious technical difficulties. As I've mentioned more than once, my computer is haunted. It's on purpose. I like it that way, but it does have some downsides. I did do a little bit of video card shopping just to see if maybe we were in a situation where maybe the market had calmed down a little bit and we could, in fact, buy a new graphics card for a reasonable price. And the answer is still pretty no, in fact. Things are still bad. I also went ahead and checked our potential assimilation targets here just to see if either of them were any closer to granting us the possibility of assimilation, and it seems like the answer is absolutely not.
Listen to what Gracer says. You'll be fine.
The Dripping Fangs greenskins, who are kind of nobody and kind of not anywhere near me. Sure, I'll take your $1,200. I don't even know how we're aware of them, frankly. It must be one of those things where, like, the Cathayan faction that we're allied with ran a trade caravan through their territory or something. Weird. Also, frame rate's getting a little janky. Apparently that's the trade-off for the game deciding that it okay, rifts are closed for the moment. The trade-off for the game deciding that it is going to show us the real textures for a little while here.
Try it, Lord.
You know, it's not that I couldn't use an upgrade. It's just like we don't really need one, and also it's really hard to get one right now. Yeah, you just keep running. We might stop in the Great Hall for just a turn on the way. We won't really need to stop, but it would be neat to have the Oh right, you can't actually sit in a camp. All right, that's fine. You've moved far enough. It would be nice to potentially drop that that trait though.
No one tells a tyrant what to do.
That's just a camp. I mean, we could just go and knock out that camp. I didn't see. I'm wondering if there's an army nearby. Because that camp wasn't there before, right? Very curious.
Move.
Camp doesn't just come out of nowhere.
Seal your
You're also gonna try trickery. You don't usually think of ogres as particularly stealthy, but we're gonna see here. Oh right, sorry, Gorger Rock is not. Mount Crag is the one that's still at level 1, so we do need to upgrade this as well. That'll come soon enough.
tyrant. Ogre tyrant.
So we just need a little bit more growth here. Yeah, I guess I don't really want to spend a lot of money on anything that isn't money-making buildings or increasing the level of a settlement that can hold a money-making building. Because I don't know if you know this, but I think that gold is pretty important. I'm not sure if Grolg can get down there in a single move. I mean, we can probably defend the camp. I don't know if we can hold the settlement in a single move. I guess we'll just have to hope so. Alright, so trade caravans to devour. I think it's not necessarily great for us for our assimilation, or our confederation rather, prospects for these factions to be winning battles, but, you know, I guess I'm not too mad about our side winning the economic war.
Ogre tyrant.
Little bit unresponsive here. The major settlement in this region is... Well, actually, there is no major settlement. Oh, so wait, the Great Hall is probably not going to give me a chance to remove... Yeah, because none of these are major... I can't remove traits with this anyway.
Try blue.
Well, never mind. Then I guess full speed ahead.
Faster.
We know our mission.
Interference will cost you dear.
So we'll just devour that caravan on the way past. I am fairly confident that this is not a trap of any kind. So at this point we can just burn the camp. Nice decisive victory.
Guide you.
And as a person who has had a camp or two destroyed, I have to say, it's annoying. The amount of damage we sustained there is very silly. But eating the captives isn't going to do anything at all.
No words to the war.
Still have a lot of movement left, right? Wow, remarkably little actually. But let's just rebuild our ogre units real quick here. So, extra ingredients, great news. Lots of passive power regen because we're gonna need it for Troll Guts and the Maw.
It will harvest many ingredients.
Oh, sorry, you we did already. It's the hunter. The hunter is the one who needs the level up. When do we get the Stonehorn again? Rank 15? Alright, I mean, we're headed in that direction in a fairly speedy fashion.
So
I would really like to put our next camp near Mount Thug? Yeah, maybe. Somewhere over there, for sure. We need to go check the other army. Is that... Why am I not allowed to swap you into... Huh, weird.
follow the lead.
Something strange going on with movement in this area. I was not allowed to jump just from ambush mode straight to march mode. Okay, so we cannot successfully defend the Eagle Ares camp with the army, but we did at least have the, or they rather did, have the foresight to build a defensive structure, so maybe they'll be able to hold on their own. Sure would be neat.
Charge.
We're pretty close to being able to max this out. I wonder if actually that's the next thing we should spend money on. Because having access to a couple of max level recruitment buildings would be awfully cool. Actually, I think that may be in fact what we do. Also, really excellent to be able to run 3 armies at this point in the game and still have 3k income. That's awesome. That rules.
My gut is low.
So we're not upgrading that. Upgrading the port structure is actually compelling. We're going to make money off of winning battles. I really do want to be able to pull... Yeah, I really do want to be able to pull from their whole recruitment chain. I mean, this Hanyu port has good recruitment anyway. Like, we have access to a lot of cool stuff here. Yeah, that's... You know what? That's not a high priority for us. We can hold off until later. So for the moment, I guess we're good. I'm a little bummed out that we don't have a soul yet, but picking up our first soul on the 3rd roar is still probably... Oof. I don't feel great about it. Remember, it's much harder for...
You are say.
It's much easier for us to disrupt the AI factions and prevent them from winning the game than it used to be, given the way some things have changed. In particular, if we successfully defend the Forge of Souls against a faction that has 4 souls, they lose all of their souls and have to completely start the situation over. So I'm not too worried about anybody pulling the victory out on us. I just sure would like to not be so far behind, you know? Okay, so we did see through the ambush. This one's actually relevant. Yep, she is just sitting right there. We finished our better plunder, and the Age of Rage has come in the Great Hall of Greasus. An unnatural aggression takes hold of the populace. A seething frustration, etc. You know, blood is getting spilled for various gods.
Ogre slew
Some thrones may be getting built.
for me ritual.
All right, I'm gonna move short. I want to be in ambush mode. I want their army to move forward
Stomp on.
without realizing that we are here. And I think it's hard to tell. We may or may not be allowed to reinforce if they do attack the Eagle Ares. Obviously, it would be great if we could sit in ambush mode but within reinforcement range, so that we do at least get to kill them when they make the move. So I was moving toward trade negotiator. Recruit rank up is still not, I think, compelling enough to make me actually want to get any Mornfang cavalry. And choosiest weapons is a thing we can pick up later. Yeah, let's just grab Mornfang Scent now because of the position that it occupies.
Over. More's chosen.
You could creep forward. I don't know. I don't really see too much reason to go anywhere. If we swap to raiding mode, how much will we actually be making? 273? I would rather have the healing for at least one more turn. So we're saving up 16k, was it?
All mine.
Okay. That's not really going to take all that long.
Bring me ingredients.
Yeah, once we have a... Oh, interesting. She moved right up next to the settlement, but then just went back into encampment mode? Why would she do that?
Don't worry.
Because, like, now it's... Her army's actually in a less secure position than it used to be, because now the garrison of that city is available as reinforcements. This is very strange. Well, I mean, if we attack her, she's going to back off, right? It's not like that would actually be relevant anyway, I suppose. We should have a check on our Confederation possibilities here. We've seen a couple of cities get attacked, and it looks like the Blood Maw are at actually 0 military units right now, based on the balance of power bar that we saw with them. So we may have some additional leverage. That's not even the button for that. There we go. So first of all, the one I'd rather have, minus 30. It's gone down some.
Pretty sure I'm gonna end up eating ya.
Yep, we're only minus 4 here. So yeah, their current military strength definitely plays a large part. That said, I just don't see... Like, we're not going to push hard for Confederation here, because their land's just not worth very much. I'm way less concerned about them than I was about the Fulg.
Feast. Take it. I am the tenor.
All right, let's finish replenishing. Next turn we make the big push on Shambletown.
I'm boss, and that's that.
Amble Peak Camp continues to trend toward the value we need. And down... where the heck am I relative to our thing? We gotta go further west. Here we go. So yeah, they're not sieging the city. They're just in encampment mode, as close to it as they can possibly be.
The great Moor's command.
Very odd. Huh. That's interesting. The city garrison should absolutely be showing up as reinforcements here. I wonder why it isn't, because she's not... Well, do I think we can just... we can probably just kill these guys. Yeah, let's just kill them. It's going to be costly in terms of actual bodies, in no small part because we are largely Noblar focused. But yeah, let's do it. And I'm going to go ahead and throw some meat at this one. A little bit of bonus speed may actually end up mattering. What with all, like literally all of her units being archers and everything. But also, here we actually get to see our proper gunpowder units in play for the first time. And I think it should make quite a bit of difference. We should try to recruit a Yang unit. Just so that the Grand Cannons have someone to feed them the harmony bonus. So I don't know, maybe like a unit of decent. It seems like all the ranged units are yin and all the melee units are yang. So just get like some spears or something to stand next to them. Okay, these two are already positioned pretty much ideally.
Blade belchers!
You being kind of in front makes sense. And then, honestly, pull the Noblars around the sides here. The lead belchers are probably direct fire units, so I want to be a little bit cautious.
Grand cannon.
Because I don't want to block their fire too much. Although actually, putting them where we've put them, the terrain is doing a pretty good job of making them unable to shoot.
Blade belchers!
If I do like this, yeah, that's much better. I don't love how much further forward they are, but they still outrange all of our enemies considerably. These stealthy units, I'll put them further out. And I'm going to pull everything else back a little bit. Let's just let the cannons do what they're going to do. And even though these are cannons and as such are kind of like relatively direct fire units, they'll still be able to arc over the Noblars pretty harmlessly, I think. Maybe we shouldn't test that.
I ain't no gobbo!
Let's just do this. Are y'all as fast as most other ogres? You are not. Only 46 move speed. Okay, a thing worth noting. Let's see what happens here.
Grind meat to pulp and bone to soup. All for the godmouth.
There's nobody in particular to fire at. We're just going to kind of let him go. Okay, well, sorry. I should have specified. Don't shoot at their commander. That's a terrible waste of ammunition. Nope, further back than this. Do not get seen by archers. Wow, terrible accuracy.
Done!
Shouldn't you be firing? Okay, there we go. That's working. I think at this point we can probably... here, we'll have these Noblars go there. How armored are you? 50. So you can take some arrow fire, but obviously we don't want them getting focused by a lot of people. I really thought they were going to start firing earlier on account of, you know, their range being much greater than it is projected to be here. Y'all have gone back to being invisible, but not as invisible as I might like. And you... I'm going to send a group of ogres over here. Obviously with the hope of just grabbing that unit's attention enough that they don't feel like they can... they don't feel like they can continue to search for the gorgers. Because I really love these gorgers to be able to flank around, and these fools are ruining everything.
Let's go, boys!
You're not even shooting at anything.
Harmonious.
Okay, so what we've learned here is that
For Cathay.
great cannons have incredibly bad accuracy. It's really remarkable how bad they are at shooting things. Let's have y'all get over here. It looks to me like we can just push these ogres kind of up the middle on this side. Get a charge around on that side. This totally worked, but in order for it to continue working, we're going to have to put on some pressure. Get over here and then push that way, probably. You're a good puncher. Just go punch. Just go punch someone. And they got the Iron Fist and everything, so... Actually, no. I want to go this way.
Cannons. With joy. It is fated.
Cannons should not be running forward. They should just be firing.
Grand cannon.
Yeah, they ran into targeting range, despite that being completely insane.
Munch 'em.
Despite that being a thing that obviously they should never do.
Blade belchers. Hungry. For sure.
What happened over here? You had a unit of dual... I looked away for 2 seconds and a unit of dual weapon ogres got beat in melee by a unit of archers? That's very odd. When the Noblars go down to some bullshit like that, that's not a huge surprise, right? Noblars lose in combat with anything. But yeah, there's definitely some kind of shenanigans going on over here.
Blade belchers.
Alright, try to minimize the friendly fire.
Cannon.
Do not move forward. There's no reason for the cannons to ever move forward. Alright, we should be able to just finish these ones off, I would think.
The Slaughtermaster.
Let's crush some leadership right quick.
Butcher them.
I did kind of forget though that these are Kislevite troops and not Cathayan troops, and as such, getting them to surrender is perhaps going to be a bit more of a tall order. Hold on a second. I'm trying to order these units back to their cannons, but for some reason I can't. There we go. The problem here is that when siege crews surrender, they run off of their siege gear and become useless immediately. And we really need them to get back on that, because otherwise they have no value to us. Okay, these two fights I think are pretty under control. We need to get more bodies over here. We are having some problems with some uncontrolled archers. I knew this battle was going to be a little bit more of a challenge because this army is relatively ogre light, you know, relative to our other armies. But I am surprised by the degree of that. There are way too many archers that are just getting to run around uncontrolled. It's becoming a real problem. Get him. There we go.
I ain't no gobbo.
Yeah, that's not necessary. Those ones are under control. Get over here.
Take it all. Biggest in the tribe.
This is the charge week. Breaking their lord obviously is going to help as well, and we're getting pretty close on that.
Take it all.
Okay, we're starting to get some permanent breakages from the enemy units. Ugh, Kislevite armies. The Cathayans are tough some of the time, but God, it is such a nightmare trying to get these Kislevite troops to give up. No, for real, surrender. You. Leadership down. Give up. Jeez. Okay, well, we took way more damage there than I was expecting. I didn't think there was realistically any chance of a loss, but I definitely thought we were going to fare. In the end, we hardly lost anybody. This unit sustained like 2/3 casualties, and yeah, no meaningful damage was done anywhere else. It sure looked a hell of a lot worse than that in the battle. You got to remember, battle mode health bars and map mode health bars don't display the same things. Battle mode health bars display the remaining health relative to the unit, to the total health, the total combined health of all the entities in the unit, while the strategy map health bar, just displays relatively the number of bodies in the unit that are still alive. So that's why the lead belchers went from looking like they were at 2% to looking like they were more at 30. Because 30% of the ogres are alive. It's just that they had very little health each. 5% replenishment doesn't feel very significant. Yeah, alright, I'll take this. Okay, that's worth having. And in fact, I think that motivates us to kick all of our existing Noblars out of the army. Although, obviously, that's the thing we're going to want to wait on just a little bit for monetary reasons.
Hunger cannot slow us.
Okay. So the money made from that battle has almost pushed us over the threshold. We'll worry about it next turn. Let's just not even spend anything right now.
Master.
Gofk is exactly where Gofk needs to be. Let's do it. Yeah, we're going to have to put down a camp over near Mount Thug no matter what, just because Gracis and Gofk are both running out of meat. It really seems like the western provinces are having a ton of trouble defeating the northern provinces in battle. And part of the issue is that I think we're seeing that weird issue again, where the northern province armies are smaller in number. Yeah, that's fine. They're smaller in number, but they're actually full stacks, while the western province armies are... There's like 10 of them, and they each have 3 units. And that's terrible. That's terrible for coordination. I don't know why it is that our allies always behave that way. Okay. Sintian factions are glomming together. I did notice that the Fulg seem to have lost an army or something.
You're in cahoots with the book.
Confederation value hasn't changed at all.
Pretty sure I'm gonna...
Confederation just seems to be functionally,
shockingly open.
like completely outside of your control. And, you know, whatever. Okay, so we can't quite... Oh no, Gofk can start the siege. So for the moment, just encircle. It's possible that we could just win this battle like this. But why, right? Why even bother?
Hold, master.
Oh, now you can move far enough. That's weird. Definitely couldn't before.
Spoils here.
Well, this will be fine.
Mine.
Okay, a Pyrrhic victory if we take the auto resolve. Killing some of Goff's units and none of Greasis's. I mean, this is going to be a very straightforward battle, right? I'm inclined to just take the auto-resolve just to save us a little bit of time. And, yeah, these are just ogre bulls. They're re-recruitable. Let's throw our banners on. We should definitely have banners. Does that change the deaths at all? Nope. How about putting in food? Okay, putting in food makes only one of the units die. Sure.
We shall feed the more.
We definitely want to occupy.
I am the tenderizer.
Okay, significant construction cost down for all the buildings in the province is cool. This one here in Shambletown, we should be able to build pasture stuff. Okay, growth and casualty replenishment rate. Sure. So yeah, not necessarily very compelling if your growth is already good, which it kind of is. So yeah, I see why Shambletown is set up the way that it was. I'm inclined to leave this stuff in place. After we have Mount Thug, we'll probably tear down the the crap moat, you know. It's not a moat that is crappy. It's the worst version of that thing. But for the moment, we can hold it just to prevent a counter push from Mount Thug. Let's grab Troll Guts, like I was saying. Seems like a thing that we definitely want to have maxed out. Oh, hold on. Did we earn a new big name? No. Well, I certainly don't want to swap to Demon Breaker. That doesn't seem valuable at all.
Conquest is conquest.
Alright, next level we can get our snacks. Here we are a trade lord, and so we shall remain. Oh, and our hunter is almost immortal. So, big range damage, big speed and melee defense debuff. Yeah, crippling throw seems very, very powerful.
Must feast.
But then, sadly, we are just gonna have to sit here. We did take a lot of damage very evenly spread out over all of our units, which, you know, that's a good way to do it in terms of allowing you to heal from it easily, I suppose. Okay, now that we have a little bit of money left over, let's pursue that as well.
Artist of the cleaver. We rest. We feast. The magic of me.
Okay, we're doing it. We're holding on one front and advancing the other. For the moment. The thing is, if we don't ever get the Fulg under control, and they just remain allied instead of actually becoming our stuff, they do provide us with a little bit of a... Oh, I'm so glad the Western provinces won that. They do provide us with a little bit of a buffer against a lot of our enemies, which means that we don't really have to devote any of our armies to our northern border. So we can just have these two in the east push up into Cathay and help with the Cathayan. You know what? 1,000 is enough. 1,000 is enough for that thing. We can help with the Cathayan campaign, maybe even get ourselves some land out of it up here. Seems like a good idea to me. Alright, so this is the turn where we're going to drop all of these and we're going to start rebuilding this army a little bit. So first of all, we probably do not, in fact, want this army to be constructed the way that it was. Let's maybe go... Oh, hold on a second. I don't know. There it is. Okay, yeah. Unit rank 4. Do we have any other ancillaries that we wanted to equip here? I guess I could give you the Scarecrow banner. You should definitely have a Pit Fighter. Can't have a Cave Painter. I guess you can have the Scarecrow banner, even though I don't think we're going to run into any flying enemies at any point. We do have a Spell Shield. You know, it gives melee defense at least. You can get a Thunder Mace. That seems fine.
Obey the master of slaughter.
Okay. I think that makes sense. Thunder Mace over this for sure. Okay. So yeah, let's grab... You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get 2 more units of Lead Belchers, actually. This army's going to have like a real proper ranged core. And then we'll pull 2 units of higher level Noblars, and we'll check back in next turn and see what we want to do after. So we do need to take a moment here and just chill.
Too rich to rope.
When we go into raiding mode, it doesn't affect our meat. We can sit for a little while. Yeah.
Meat ritual.
All right, we can afford to sit for a little while. If we go into encampment mode, we won't get any additional replenishment, it looks like, but we do get at least a little bit of like bonus melee defense if this army decides they want to come down here and push. I'm not going to bother trying to set an ambush trap because I don't think they're going to leave that settlement for any reason.
Boss of bosses.
Yeah, no, you're good too. Do another turn or two of sitting and then try to start trying to lure that army out of that city. Oh, it looks like the Fulg might be in some very serious trouble. That's a lot of Kislevites. That's very concerning. God, there are so many Northern Provinces troops in general. Keep pushing. You got him. No, don't stop. Oh no. They didn't have enough movement to attack again after the partial retreat. Well, that's not great news, because now most of those armies are just standing there in march mode, ready to get devoured. See, this is what they need me for. I need to I need to be up there to help correct their tactics. Oh. The Burning Wind Nomads are coming after us. I have to admit to some surprise. I don't think this really makes a lot of sense for them at all, frankly.
More's chosen.
Okay, you're getting pretty close to being full. All your good units, for the most part, are pretty full.
More guides us. The meat must not see us.
All right, we'll put Greasus into higher replenishment road here. Have Goff Glade ambush in front of the city, and hopefully we can bait these Burning Wind Nomads into a fight. Oh, they're gonna be very, very easy to kill. Trade negotiator. Sounds wonderful.
No one can stop us now.
And then next turn we can properly be on the march again, really. Let's go back over here and
Emissary.
manage recruitment a little bit. So we have 5 slots left.
They will harvest.
That probably shouldn't be 5 units of Noblars. That's still a very Noblar heavy force. Maybe it's like we could grab something else from the allied recruitment. How does this work again? So they get reload, skill, and leadership. They don't get any accuracy, which is a shame. But so yeah, it would be a good idea for us to pull yeah, just basically like any melee unit. Right, is that the split? It's all, yeah. We could get a war compass. A magic chariot that just sits near them and defends them. It feels like it should be spears or something though, right? So in case we get enemy trying to do some weird cavalry stuff, we have a unit of, say, Celestial Dragon Guard to hold the fort down. And then I think I'm comfortable with it just being Noblars to fill out the army from there. We end up with 6 units of Noblars, which is not terrible. It's not great, certainly, but it's not terrible. It could be more ogres instead. Maybe it should be more ogres instead. Do I want it to be really basic ogres? It's like, what is the difference functionally between like a man-eater and an ogre bull in terms of actual numbers? So the ogre bulls have less health, they have less armor, lower leadership, a lot less defense, and a lot less weapon strength. Yeah, okay. We couldn't start the recruitment of 2 units of man-eaters now, though. I don't know, and ogre bulls have the, they have the, what do you call it? The anti-infantry, which is nice. I'm just gonna do ogre bulls, I think. I don't want this army to be stuck here forever.
Ogre tyrant!
And then we even have a little bit of money. Let's start building up another building. Okay. We are, in theory,
Ogre
actually doing it. We're going to be putting a lot of money into that camp in a second here. Actually, we may even be overcommitted time-wise on the recruitment we're doing now, because those 2 of those Kislev armies are coming right for us. They're completely ignoring the undefended Folg thing in front of them, as they apparently just love to do. Okay, please tell me you can make an actual attack happen this turn. Okay, managed to crush a bunch more Northern Provinces troops. And it looks like the Blood Maw may not be long for this world anyway. They're really getting pushed. They're really getting pushed by an enemy that we are at war with, I should note. So that's probably going to be a thing we do have to respond to. And hey, look at that. The ambush did not hold. Well now. This is pretty serious. Chun Gong Sun. Why is that taking me to this city? Is that the name of, like, the garrison leader here, maybe? Like, that's actually a real amount of money, and it's a relation boost with a faction I actually care about getting a relation boost with, but we can't be sure that we're going to get this done. Razor Sack Titan's Notch. Possible, but quite unlikely, I think. Yeah, we're not actually doing any of that. Alright, so Greasus is basically ready to do it.
To touch a dragonborn is blasphemy.
Yeah, let's just go do some murders, shall we?
It aids the meat's ritual. Hunger guides us. Conquest.
So they're gonna fall back, but I'm hoping we'll have enough. Yeah, we have enough movement to chase.
Carve and grind.
Gad's army is full, and Mount Thug has developed a real garrison. So this is all going to be very annoying. Pyrrhic victory. How Pyrrhic is Pyrrhic? It's a couple units dead. Can I make it so they don't kill any of my stuff? No. Well, we should probably do this manually because it should be actually very easy. Yeah, let's go ahead and do it manually. And I think we are, in fact, going to just play back by the wall of the zone, let our reinforcements come in, and then push them, probably mostly with the reinforcing army. Because Greasus can hold everything down while the other army just heals up behind if we are careful about this. It is a real bummer that they chose this moment, the Burning Wind Nomads chose this moment to come forward, because it is going to really slow down our push. Unless, I guess, they decide to just sort of fold like a cheap suit. Okay, so they're playing way far away from our reinforcement zone, which I am cool with. just everybody get down here. There's no reason for us to be near the arrows at all. It's gonna be like 2 minutes? Yeah. Okay. Are they actually gonna move in on us? I can't imagine. They're just gonna take up better positions. I mean, they have the high ground and stuff. This is a good spot to hold for them. I don't think that it's probably not right for them in this position, even though we have reinforcements coming in, to come down here and try to fight us in this area, because they're going to lose the battle either way. But at least up here, they're probably going to cause more total casualties than if they come down here, we savage them in the open, and then our reinforcements show up and are on them instantly. Just wait for the whole reinforcing army to actually get on the map, and then we're going to send them forward. Okay. I'm going to keep the first force not too far behind. Like, they don't have to go totally alone. And we can use the two armies together to achieve a lower overall casualty level. But I definitely want these Noblars in specific to be the ones who absorb a lot of the ranged fire. So they have some special gun units up here. Okay. It's interesting how thin of a line, how like thin and long they've made this firing line, because they're not going to get very much field of fire overlap at all this way. Yeah, we don't actually need to play this in real time unless they start moving. Feels to me like maybe the move is run over here. You run everybody this way. Try to bait these ones into moving forward to shoot at us from the ridge. And if they do that, we just ogre sweep them from the side here. You know, I suspect they're going to find our tactics very ogre-whelming. Do you get what I'm doing there? Like, oh, like ogre-whelming. I mean, basically just go for it, right? We can move the two hunters up here as well. Actually, I guess Greasus isn't going to get anywhere in, like, a hurry. So he may as well go with them. And then I'm going to have, in particular, the two Gorger units move up this way. But a bunch of these ogres and stuff are going to kind of, like, softly approach on this side. These ogres belonging to the primary army should probably move up to here.
Let's go, boys.
Well, I don't want you to get shot here. Maybe stop there for the moment. I want to make sure the archers turn and start focusing on the Noblar before the ogres get in range.
I ain't no gobbo.
Do I want to set the hunters to melee mode? No, probably not, right? We can have all of the we can have these 4 units of hunters basically just like throw rocks at these long spearmen. And these peasant archers aren't yet turning.
Me.
Okay, there we go.
Follow the Moor's call. Hungry. Here we go.
Are they going to move to defend, or are they just going to watch their compatriots get shredded?
Quarry is mine.
It looks like the answer may be watch their compatriots get shredded, which is, I mean, that's a decision you're allowed to make legally. Nobody can tell you you're not allowed to do that.
In my guts.
Actually, y'all should do this. These units are just going to get hung up on archers if we don't drive them around a little bit more manually.
Thundering forth. Killing time.
And why let them get hung up when they can instead do this? There we go. All right, the mulching has begun. So does this? Yeah, we can loop around here and flank. So this push serves a lot of good long-term purposes. I think what I'm going to do here, the ogre charge will still work through half of their charge defense. I think I am just going to shove these units of ogres all the way up the pass. We'll see what happens there. The one on... Let's switch you to melee mode and have you help with this. Do I want you to switch to melee mode and just run in and start murking people? Probably not. Probably not yet, at least. Greases should also be, like, way up here. Greases should be present and doing the battle. All right, go fast, do thing. I'm going to take the Gorgers all the way around here. So these crane gunners have a pretty long range, but not so long that we have to, like, live in terror. Okay.
When supper.
Looks like they're finally starting to actually care. Very satisfying. Good stuff. So some of their force is starting to move. This actually works out really well for us, I think. Okay, they're all moving now. That's a little bit less fun. All right, I'm gonna have the Noblars try to fall in right there. The Slaughtermaster is gonna kind of generally move up. Like, I don't want to commit too quickly. What I want to do is try to break this force apart. And I want to make sure that these crane gunners don't have a spot where they can set up. But I don't know. Maybe the right thing to do is just all abandon to the wind. Let's crush them now. Yeah, fuck it. As many a great military strategist has said at their most critical moment, yeah, fuck it. Whatever, let's crush some nerds. I want to believe that military strategists throughout history, since time immemorial, have referred to their opponents as those nerds. You are going around, which is like a smart thing to do if you don't want to get killed by my hunters. And there are basically no words for how disappointed I am to see the opponent do a smart thing. But I think we're just going to turn you around here. And the rat killer is the one we really want running up the hill. Yeah, I'm going to see if I can squeeze through here, because I want to get to do some crippling throws on their lord. I want to see how this damage really stacks up in practice. Alright, yep, crush some people on the way through. Just stop off and get some damage done here.
Greatest gold.
Casting something. I don't even know what. Alright, our hidden units have been revealed. Y'all stay on those archers. You lot can probably just try to mass yourself up through these enemies. I'm gonna have the hunter fall back. I think the hunter's job here is pretty much over. The enemy put enough bodies into the pass to make the move not really viable.
Stalker of prey! Hunting! Master.
Okay, some kind of big dragon fire maneuver there. And yeah, we've caught them on the move. You can charge the archers, actually.
Fresh me! Guided by hunger. The ogre tyrant, eternal.
Go ahead and run them down. Okay, so this is terrible news for all of the opponents.
Master of butchery, searching for ingredients.
I mean, do I want to just drop a maw here? We can probably kill a pretty huge number of these dudes and really minimize our losses on this front. And there's no longer a need to come through here and try to prevent these armies from linking up. So I think what I'm gonna do instead is try to jam these troops up here. Let's have the ogre bulls fall back. On this side, we can send up the remaining Noblars. Let's go like 2 of them after this group, 2 of them after this group. And you can turn around and actually use your throw on their lord, who foolishly has run up here enough for that to function. Can't imagine why they would do that.
Yes.
Are you gonna do it? Okay, turning around slowly. Pretty solid, actually. Pretty decent damage. We didn't actually see the maw go off, but we can see what it did.
I smell me, cool of the moor.
Did he just shout, "I smell me"?
Bring us me, if I got her.
What is this? Okay, we had some units of ogres show up really, really late, apparently. Y'all break these ones down. Here, let's try to divide up a little bit. Those need to be pursued. But yeah, okay. So extra ingredients is only recharges while you are engaged in melee. I like that method of... I like that design for ogre spellcasters.
Ritual.
Yeah, pretty solid. Those ogres have been shown who is the boss. Surprise, it's me. And the maw is available again. I mean, it feels like we may as well use it. Cooldown on this thing's pretty long. But it feels like we can just kind of move these units onto their lord at this point. Battle's over. Yeah, there we go. That said, still fun to watch. Okay, I think that pretty much went the way we wanted it to in terms of where the damage got distributed, and yeah, I took a little bit more damage to Greasus' Hunter than I thought I was going to. Overcommitted on that, but that aside, pretty good overall. So Greasus' army should be well positioned to just keep running forward and putting pressure on putting pressure on the last remaining Lazarg settlement. But I think what we'll do first is we'll have Gofk spend a turn in replenishment mode, and we'll have Greasus sit in ambush mode in front of him so that we can try to bait the Lazarg army out of their settlement, because everything's going to be a lot easier if we don't have to fight 30 plus ogre units behind some walls and some towers and whatnot. Any reasonable... You know, honestly, that's not terrible replenishment. I actually am going to take that. We did get a fair number of captures there.
Dinner is served.
And we got a Trickster Shard, which is kind of not great.
Gracious, the shockingly obese.
So now that we have snacks, I really don't know what we're going to do with Greasus next. You are absolutely, without question, getting immortality. Do not want any chance of losing all of the hard work that we've put into you. Finish off Troll
Will
Guts.
assist my recipes.
Okay.
Bask in the
That's interesting.
boar's delight.
We only have 20% movement range left, but if they'll let me ambush right now, I'll do it.
Moors chosen.
You definitely can't shift. So, yeah. And I was thinking about deploying the camp around here, but now I think maybe we want to push further forward, set it up closer to where the Cathayan battles are going, especially given that it doesn't seem like we need it for food purposes. We actually have our food, like, pretty under control.
Ogre tyrant.
So, yeah. Just need money. Not taking any of these contracts. They are bunk. Alright. Let's see if the Lazargs fall into our brilliantly laid trap. Oh, that's Tsarina Katerin. That's not just any army. I did forget to move that that ogre force there. Shoot. Well, it really does not make sense for Tsarina Katerin to be over here, in any sense other than the AI just loves to hyper focus on players. We should see what's going on with the Chaos forces to our west. Maybe the Norskin Chaos groups are just not putting enough pressure on Katerin. The Great Orthodoxy rules supreme. I thought that happened already. Okay, well, they've properly confederated the Ice Court at the very least. Greasus' ambush was seen through, so it's not Katerin at all now. Or, well, no, it'll still be Katerin. She'll just have a different color flag. Okay, well, that's the thing. We're gonna stop here, but before we do so...
Ogre tyrant.
This is not the right... It is the Mount Crag camp where this upgrade was pursuable, except we know that there is an Ice Court army right there. So if I do go for that, we're just going to lose the camp immediately. And here comes the bad news. We can't move this army yet.
Obey the master of...
Well, shoot. Fill Your Bellies feels like a terrible waste because I think we're really going to want Come and Get It or Bloody and Raw in a second. So I think I actually am just going to grab one more unit of Noblars. Next turn, this army will be full strength and ready to run, but we're going to lose that camp, and there's not really anything I can do about it.
Master.
And then, yeah, we'll figure out the rest of this stuff next time. I think this is where we got to call it for today. So that's going to be it for us for right now, and thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time tomorrow, apparently it's time to fight the Ice Court for probably the Great Orthodoxy. It's time to fight the Great Orthodoxy, probably for quite a while, given the number of armies that they're marching at us. And I think we're finally going to be expanding into Cathay. I'm very excited about one of those two things, and we'll see you then.